David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney+. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney+ every night.
Tonight, the breaking news, the horrific images coming in right now, buildings splitting in two, collapsing into dust. The all-out search tonight for survivors, a magnitude 7.4 quake hitting Colombia. Buildings coming down, terrified people running for cover. More than 100 killed, the death toll growing at this hour, countless others trapped. We'll have images from the scene right now. Also breaking, the storms moving into the northeast at this hour. The severe thunderstorm watches up the east coast, heavy rain, flash flooding and damaging winds. Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York. And the new video tonight, the golfer struck by lightning and surviving. And the fires and the heat across the west tonight. Ginger Z is here. Tonight, the dangerous midair scare, the birds right into an engine of a passenger plane.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. We've got a engine problem here.
An American Airlines pilot declaring a mayday. Passengers seeing flames shooting out an engine. Tonight, the new confusion over vaccines for parents across this country. President Trump signing a new executive order reducing recommended childhood vaccines from 18 to 11. And the key Republican senator tonight saying, "I'm a doctor. This is so wrong." Tonight, the salmonella outbreak spreading, hundreds sickened, and now several grocery stores pulling affected products off the shelves. From Walmart to Trader Joe's, several others too, and we'll have what you need to know. In New York City, the tragedy right near the Statue of Liberty. A boat operator now facing federal charges tonight after a deadly accident. A boat capsizing, a mother and her baby killed, others pulled from the water. Tonight, the lifeguard in the Northeast who says he was pulled under by a shark. Outside New York City tonight, dramatic video showing a tractor trailer slamming right into an overpass. Tonight, actor Brad Pitt sharing his deeply personal struggles and what he's now revealed. And tonight, the sad news coming in just moments ago on Jackie the Bald Eagle, who captivated thousands watching that bird cam. And tonight here, we remember a well-known actor from Dukes of Hazzard.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Monday night. And we do begin tonight with the breaking news, the deadly earthquake hitting Colombia, apartment buildings splitting in two, collapsing into rubble. The urgent rescue operation underway at this hour. More than 100 killed, the death toll rising, the horrific images coming in. The magnitude 7.4 quake bringing down buildings in the western part of the country, about 250 miles from Bogota. Clouds of dust filling the streets there. Violent shaking, forcing people into the streets. Many tried to avoid falling debris as they ran for their lives. Emergency crews and volunteers right now searching through mountains of rubble, some digging by hand, desperately searching for survivors. At this hour, the U.S. now offering aid to Colombia, and ABC's Trevor Ault leads us off tonight.
Tonight, a devastating earthquake rocking Colombia. Collapsing buildings, trapping people under rubble, and killing more than 100 people. Officials say it's the most powerful quake to hit the country in a decade. Screams of horror in the streets, the ground shaking violently. Entire apartment buildings splitting open, collapsing into plumes of dust. Terrified crowds racing to escape the falling debris. These men taking cover at an airport, waiting desperately for the shaking to stop. Part of the ceiling falling just feet away. At this hospital, debris raining down on ambulances. This family escaping moments before parts of their home started crumbling. City of Manizales, one of the hardest hit, this historic neo-Gothic cathedral suffering major damage, pieces of the spires falling to the ground. Maria Camila and her dog racing to escape her apartment, not even time to put on her shoes, the walls cracking around her, the foundation buckling. Tonight, officials say several young children are among the dead, and the death toll is expected to rise higher. The injured lining the streets as medics treat wounds outside, some on stretchers. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck this morning in the remote Choco region of western Colombia. More than 1,600 homes and buildings damaged or destroyed. Multiple aftershocks rocked the region as well. In the city of Cali, where at least 19 buildings collapsed, rescuers using their bare hands and buckets, scooping debris, refusing to stop digging.
And David, now as that massive effort is underway to find survivors and to treat the wounded, even that is incredibly dangerous. One hospital says part of one of their wings collapsed in this quake. Plus, you have many community centers and roads that have been damaged. And, of course, the ongoing threat of even more aftershocks. David.
The images are just horrifying tonight. Trevor Ault leading us off here. Trevor, thank you. Meantime, back here in the U.S. tonight, the storm's moving into the Northeast right now. 70 million Americans on alert tonight. The severe thunderstorm watches right up the East Coast. Heavy rain, flash flooding, damaging winds. Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia to New York. A lightning strike blamed for igniting a fire, destroying a church in Columbus, Ohio. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z with the images and the forecast tonight.
Tonight, powerful storms on the move, rocking the Northeast with damaging winds, rain, and lightning. Storms rolling into Washington, D.C. Baltimore-Washington Airport forced to evacuate an air traffic control tower late today. Listen.
Fortunately, got some bad news for you. The BWI tower had to evacuate for a tornado warning.
Fans ushered inside Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium because of a tornado warning, just before the K-pop superstars BTS were set to perform. In Columbus, Ohio, firefighters battled an early morning fire at a church sparked by lightning. Daylight revealing the destruction, the church gutted. Sunday night, southwest of Chicago, severe storms rolled multiple train cars off their tracks in the town of Ransom, Illinois, and destroyed this barn. Heat-fueled, scattered thunderstorms slammed the Northeast throughout the weekend, from New York City to Springfield, Massachusetts, where an apparent microburst collapsed this building. A golfer taking shelter on a golf course in Cincinnati nearly killed by a lightning strike Friday. Telling ABC News he lost all feeling in his body temporarily. High temperatures and dry, gusty winds exacerbating multiple major wildfires. British Columbia now under a state of emergency, with tens of thousands evacuated and at least one person dead. On the California-Nevada state line, the bug fire burning 17,000 acres and still out of control.
So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z with the forecast tonight across this nation. Ginger?
David, we just had strong storms rip through here, but they are severe thunderstorm watches from Cape May, New Jersey, down to Virginia Beach, including Rehoboth Beach. That line has several severe thunderstorm warnings and even embedded tornado warnings earlier, so watch that yet tonight. Then tomorrow, there's another line that's going to develop, and it will be strong. 75-mile-per-hour gusts, including Chicago, Indianapolis, Cincinnati. It's through the day and into tomorrow night. You could even see a few tornadoes in there and also big hail. Then we have to go west. Las Vegas going for day 12 today in extreme heat warnings. Those fire alerts are still up in much of Wyoming, but the heat is moving east. St. Louis feels like could be up to 110. Could break a record in Denver at 98 tomorrow. And David, NOAA just confirming that the lower 48 had their hottest month on record this past July.
The hottest July ever. Ginger, thanks. We'll see you first thing in the morning. In the meantime, we turn to the dangerous midair scare tonight. The birds flying right into the engine of a passenger plane just after takeoff from Myrtle Beach. An American Airlines pilot declaring a mayday. Flames shooting from the engine. Here's Gio Benitez.
Tonight, a terrifying midair scare on board this American Airlines flight, forced to make an emergency landing after a bird strike.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. We've got a engine problem here.
Shortly after takeoff, around 8:40 a.m., the pilots declaring a mayday, citing an engine issue caused by hitting those birds. You can see bursts of flames shooting out of the engine. Other pilots reporting to the tower that they saw birds go right into the plane's left engine.
I heard this loud bang and some rumbling, and it was significant enough that I turned to my husband and asked him to please cover my daughter's ears. It was so loud.
The Boeing 737 already over water, forced to turn back, those 172 passengers landing safely at Myrtle Beach International Airport. Meanwhile, another scary incident in the skies. A 22-year-old man reportedly died on board a Southwest flight from Dallas to L.A. after experiencing a medical emergency. The cause of his death is under investigation. And meanwhile, David, on that bird strike in the air, thankfully no injuries were reported, and some of the passengers were able to get on new flights. David.
All right, Gio Benitez, who covers aviation for us. Gio, thank you. Tonight here, the new confusion for parents across this country when it comes to child vaccines. Tonight, President Trump signing a new executive order reducing recommended childhood vaccines from 18 to 11 vaccines now. What the president claimed today, and the key Republican senator tonight saying, "I'm a doctor. This is so wrong." Here's Mary Bruce.
With the stroke of a pen, President Trump calling for fewer childhood vaccines, creating new questions tonight for parents across the country.
It is essential to our research efforts that we have the very best vaccine recommendations in the entire world, so we're reducing them.
The White House now calling for children to get vaccinated against 11 diseases, down from the 18 diseases previously recommended by the CDC. Key to the president's plan, splitting the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine into 3 separate shots, even though individual shots are currently not available in the U.S. Trump claiming without evidence that the current combined vaccine is harmful and could be linked to autism.
Together, there could be a possibility they're quite lethal, and separately, it looks like they are not at all lethal, but just very effective.
Our Stephen Portnoy pressing the president, where's the science to back that up?
Is there any evidence of that?
What I've heard is that there are some people that say it is that way. And I say, well, let's say there's a 5% chance of it. Let's split it up.
Tonight, a leading Republican Senator, Bill Cassidy, who's also a doctor, openly rebuking the president, calling the decision so wrong, saying, "I'm a doctor. This executive order is wrong. The president does not have the expertise to make these changes. Vaccines are overwhelmingly safe. Vaccines are effective. Vaccines do not cause autism. Breaking up vaccines will mean children have to get more shots to get the same protection, not fewer shots. It will increase hesitancy and make children less safe. Parents should listen to their child's pediatrician about vaccines, rather than listening to an inaccurate executive order. This is so wrong." Tonight, the American Academy of Pediatrics blasting the president's recommendations, saying they are not justified by science and that children will suffer.
For a child to end up in an ICU that doesn't need to be in the ICU, there is nothing more terrifying for a family, and there is nothing more tragic for a child or a family.
And David, another big headline out of the White House tonight, the president pushing back against Iran's new sweeping demands, rejecting their calls for reparations, instead saying Iran should be paying back the U.S. And the president also responding to Israel's rejection of his new plan for Hamas to disarm. Trump still insisting to me that his relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu is, quote, very good. David.
Mary Bruce, live at the White House on a Monday night. Mary, thank you. We move on now to the salmonella outbreak spreading across the U.S. Hundreds now sickened. And tonight, several grocery stores pulling affected products off the shelves now, from Walmart to Trader Joe's to Kroger's and several others. It involves jalapeños and the many products they're in. Here's Elizabeth Schulze again tonight on this.
Tonight, some of the country's biggest grocery stores are recalling dozens of products with jalapeños over fears of a growing salmonella outbreak. Walmart, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and Target are now pulling affected guacamole, dips, and salsa from store shelves. Kroger, Albertsons, H-E-B, and Walmart also recalling some meat and poultry products with jalapeños, like wraps, burritos, and enchiladas.
Very often these outbreaks and recalls do have a tendency to creep, as we find they're associated with more and different food products.
The FDA says 345 people have been sickened from a salmonella outbreak across 27 states. Most of those people reported eating jalapeños at Chipotle and Qdoba. Health officials have traced the outbreak to jalapeños from Coast Citrus distributors sourced from Mexico. A large supply of the peppers are used by Taylor Farms to make prepared foods sold to grocery stores. Taylor Farms is the same company linked to the deadly cyclosporiasis outbreak from lettuce sourced from a different grower in Mexico. Taylor has recalled products with jalapeños in 26 states, but says it's not aware of any illness linked to those items. Tonight, many consumers are just trying to keep up with the recalls.
Just keeping on top of all the recalls and knowing, what I need to throw out.
It's confusing.
It is, yes.
For people trying to keep track of all of these recalls, you can find the latest products and retailers on our website. David.
Elizabeth Schulze reporting tonight. Elizabeth, thanks. Here in New York City, the tragedy right near the Statue of Liberty. Tonight, a boat operator is now facing federal charges after a deadly accident, the boat capsizing. A mother and her baby killed, others pulled from the water. And here's Matt Rivers now.
A tour operator and boat captain is facing 2 federal charges tonight after a weekend tragedy near the Statue of Liberty killed a young mother and her infant daughter.
Rescue boats are now on site. They're saying the baby might be underneath the boat.
Investigators charging 46-year-old Manuel Hernandez with 2 counts of misconduct and neglect of ship officer resulting in death. Hernandez was piloting a boat in a, quote, dangerous manner in what officials say was an illegal charter late Saturday night. Just after 10 p.m., the 22-foot Yamaha AR-210 was speeding down the East River and into the New York harbor when a wake swamped the boat, flipping it. 14 people celebrating a birthday were on board, including 27-year-old Sarah Sanchez and her 5-month-old daughter, Antonella Garcia.
People were just speaking that there was a mother and a child that needed to be rescued from the water.
The U.S. Coast Guard, rescue helicopters, and divers searching the waters. Sanchez and Garcia found, but later died at the hospital. 12 others on board the boat were also rescued, none seriously injured. That boat pulled out of the water. Investigators say the boat was carrying more passengers than allowed and had no infant life vests on board.
David, that boat captain is out on bond tonight after posting a $50,000 bail. He was ordered to surrender his travel documents and not to operate any boats. David?
Matt Rivers reporting here in New York tonight. Matt, thank you. When we come back here, the terrifying encounter, the lifeguard in the Northeast who says he was pulled under by a shark. Also ahead, actor Brad Pitt sharing his deeply personal struggles, what he has revealed here in a moment. And the news just coming in tonight on Jackie the Bald Eagle. I'll be right back. Tonight, a frightening shark encounter in Maine. A lifeguard saying a shark dragged him underwater. Greg Wilfer says he was in the water at Scarborough Beach Saturday when a shark latched onto a rescue torpedo that he was holding. Wilfer says he briefly went under before releasing the device from his harness and swimming away from the shark.
I got pulled underwater, and I was probably 5 feet under, and I thought I was caught in a boat prop. And I realized it wasn't. There's no fish that's going to do that. It has to be a big fish or a shark. It had to be the shark.
The encounter happening just days after several sharks were spotted along nearby beaches. Just outside New York City tonight, a tractor-trailer slamming into an overpass. This happened in Rockland County. The top of an 18-wheeler nearly sheared off, debris flying all over the road. The semi-truck landing on its side, drivers pulling over to get out of the way. The driver was not hurt. When we come back here, actor Brad Pitt sharing his deeply personal struggles tonight, what he's now revealed. And we remember a well-known actor from the Dukes of Hazzard in a moment. To the index of other news tonight, actor Brad Pitt opening up about his deeply personal struggles. In a new interview with Esquire, Pitt revealing he ended his 7 years of sobriety from alcohol and now drinks in moderation. He says he initially quit drinking after a split from actress Angelina Jolie. Pitt also sharing he faced a brief period in his life where, quote, family stuff led him to experience oppressive pain, and he says he understood suicide but never acted on it. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues or thoughts of suicide, you can call or text the National Lifeline at 988. A passing to note tonight, Dukes of Hazzard actor Ben Jones has died, best known for his role as the lovable mechanic Cooter Davenport on the hit series. He went on to serve as a congressman from Georgia, his wife revealing on Facebook that Jones died Sunday after suffering a heart attack. Ben Jones was 84. The Powerball jackpot tonight, $905 million. Now 42 drawings without a winner. The grand prize marking the 8th largest jackpot in Powerball history. Good luck tonight. When we come back here in the broadcast, the sad news just coming in moments ago. What we've learned tonight about Jackie the Bald Eagle, who of course captivated thousands watching that bird cam. In a moment here. Funny tonight here, Jackie the Bald Eagle, inspiring the bird watcher in all of us. Tonight, the sad news about the bald eagle who captivated so many. Jackie, who grew her family in that nest in the San Bernardino National Forest, has passed away just weeks after she was saved from the water following an altercation with other eagles, a territorial dispute. Jackie was raised to the Ojai Raptor Center last month, admitted as patient 26519, and she was given round-the-clock care. Just last week, caretakers sharing these photos saying Jackie was recovering but critically ill. Tonight, the center saying she passed early this morning, writing, "Our team is heartbroken. It's been an extraordinary privilege to care for her." Jackie and her partner Shadow, famous online, the nonprofit Friends of Big Bear Valley, tracking them with their 24-hour solar-powered camera. It was last March, their babies hatching at the same time, Sunny and Gizmo. This April, Jackie and Shadow welcoming 2 more eaglets, Jackie feeding them in the nest. Tonight, the Ojai Raptor Center thanking all the well-wishers who reached out, saying, "We are deeply grateful for the way patient 26519 brought people together through a shared love of wildlife." Wow, so true. And thank you to that team. And just think of the millions who watched that nest inspired. I'm David Muir. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
David Muir, the most trusted, most watched newscast in America. And now, World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the 4th year in a row.